All right, so are you ready to dig in? Today, we're going to a beach, but not just any beach.
Not just any beach, no.
It's Crosby Beach
Yeah?
in northwest England,
Yeah.
where the Irish Sea meets.
Well, it meets something pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, and that's putting it mildly.
You're talking about another place.
Another place.
Antony Gormley's installation.
I mean, just try to imagine this
it's a
100 life-size
Oh,
iron figures
yeah.
all spread across 2 miles of coastline.
It's amazing.
It's incredible.
It is.
I mean, just picture that in your mind.
I know.
And we're not talking little statues here.
Oh, no.
These are
They're huge.
huge.
Each one weighs over 650 kilos.
More than a ton.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally a ton.
And get this, they're all cast from Gormley's own body.
That's commitment.
That's dedication to your art.
Absolutely.
Like-
It makes a statement, that's for sure.
Definitely.
And it kind of speaks to, I think, one of the main things about another place. It's about our relationship with nature.
Yeah.
As humans, you see these figures and they're all facing out to sea.
With that fixed gaze, yeah.
A really intense gaze, and it's like they're making you think,
Challenging you.
challenging you
To think about, like,
to think about your place in the world,
yeah.
in this whole universe.
In this whole big scheme of things.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's something that
Let's
I
go.
don't know. It
Yeah.
just blew my mind.
Okay, tell me.
The farthest sculpture
Yes,
is an entire kilometer out.
that's right.
So that means at high tide, it's
Elder water.
it's
Yeah,
submerged.
Totally.
though.
The tides are so important to the whole experience of another place.
I can imagine.
Because sometimes you go and all the figures are there, you can see them all.
Uh-huh.
But then other times, some of them are partially underwater.
Like they're being swallowed up.
Yeah, and sometimes they're all gone.
Wow.
So it's this incredible interplay between presence and absence
Yeah.
and permanence and change. Oh, changes.
Yeah.
Like our lives.
Exactly. That's what it makes you think about, right?
Ebbing and flowing.
Yeah. With the currents.
With time, yeah.
It's a really strong analogy.
Yeah.
And I think it's totally intentional.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, because Gormley,
Mm-hmm.
he's known for exploring all these big ideas.
Like what?
Like what it means to be human, our connection to nature,
Right.
and the vastness of the universe.
A universe, right?
And another place.
Yeah.
It really embodies all of that.
It does.
Yeah.
Did you know that at one point they almost moved the sculptures?
No, I didn't know that.
Now we're going to move them to New York City in 2006.
Really?
Can you imagine?
I can't picture that.
Like on the shores of Coney Island?
Yeah. It doesn't work, does it?
No.
I think Crosby Beach is perfect
It's perfect for it.
because the installation is so tied to the community there.
Oh, how so?
The locals actually call it the Iron Men.
Oh.
It's like a landmark.
It's become a landmark, something they're really proud of.
I bet.
Yeah.
It must have been a huge project to put all those Iron Men there.
Oh, yeah.
How long did it take?
It took 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Wow.
The logistics.
The logistics of it.
All the planning, the cranes, the tides, the weather.
You've got to time it all.
You've got to get it all just right.
3 weeks, though.
Yeah.
That really shows you how much work went into it.
Yeah.
It's not just about the sculptures themselves. It's
Yeah.
about the process,
Yeah.
the location, the whole thing.
It's all so carefully considered
It's gotta be.
to make you really think.
Yeah, and I'm just imagining
But
walking along that beach,
I know.
and you just see them
It's quite a sight.
stretching out into the distance.
I bet.
Must be surreal.
Definitely.
Be careful, though.
Of what?
The sand.
Oh, yeah.
It can be really soft and muddy.
Especially as you get closer to the water.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
We'll lose a shoe out there. Especially with those tides changing all the time.
Exactly. You wouldn't want to be walking out towards the sculptures and
I'll
then
get caught.
whoosh, the tide come in.
Yeah, so no shaking hands with the Iron Men, huh?
Nope. Safety first.
Safety first.
Always.
And on that note,
Yeah.
no swimming at Crosby Beach, right?
It's right. It's prohibited.
I can see why.
Yeah, with those tides and currents.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, you have to respect the environment
For sure.
and all the safety rules.
And yeah,
What?
it's nice that dogs are welcome year-round
That's true.
on the beach.
Yeah, although there are some exclusion zones at nearby beaches.
Like where?
Southport and Ainsdale, but only during certain months.
Good to know.
Yeah, double check before you bring your footy friend.
Yeah, you don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
And also, it's important to remember,
What's that?
Crosby Beach is a site of special scientific interest.
Yes, It is.
So we have to protect it.
Absolutely.
So that means no.
No. What?
Bonfires. Camping,
Yeah.
littering,
Of course not.
or unauthorized drones flying around
It's all about respect.
for the environment
Exactly.
and for everyone else enjoying the beach.
Yeah,
So, okay,
yeah.
we've established we got to be respectful visitors.
definitely.
But now I really want to dig into the meaning of all this.
Oh, no, me too.
Another place.
What do you think Gormley was trying to say?
There's got to be more to it than
Yeah.
just 100 Iron Men on a beach.
There's layers to this.
Let's unpack it all.
All right, let's do it. Welcome back to our deep dive into Crosby Beach and another place.
I feel like we've barely scratched the surface.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about the basics,
The scale.
the location.
Yeah.
But now I really want to,
Dig in.
dig into the meaning of it
I
all.
know, the big question.
What do you think Gormley was trying to say with this?
Well, it's a question that everyone asks, I think, art critics,
Right.
regular people who visit. Everyone's got their own interpretation.
Right.
But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
Gormley is fascinated with the human form
Yeah.
and how we relate to nature.
I mean, you can't miss that, right?
Oh.
100 identical figures.
All modeled after himself.
Like he's putting humanity itself on display.
On display.
Right there in the face of nature.
And they're all looking out to sea.
With that same gaze.
Like they're contemplating
Something bigger than us.
way bigger.
Something eternal.
It's almost like he's making us think about our own mortality.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty deep stuff.
I know, it's giving me chills.
Yeah, it is a bit eerie, isn't it? It's like, on the one hand,
Yeah.
they seem so solitary.
Standing there all alone
Yeah.
in this massive landscape.
But then,
Exactly.
on the other hand,
Yeah.
there's this feeling of unity
Like they're all connected.
by this shared experience.
Of facing the unknown.
It's powerful stuff.
It is. It's that duality.
What do you mean?
That feeling of being alone but also connected.
Right.
That's what makes another place so powerful.
Yeah.
It's about our individual experience,
Yeah.
but also what unites us all.
Our shared humanity.
Exactly.
And then you've got the element of time, too.
Oh, yeah.
The tides.
Constantly changing,
Revealing and concealing the figures.
reminding us that nothing stays the same.
It's like the artwork itself is breathing.
Breathing with the ocean.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a great way to put it.
It makes you think about time in a different way.
How we measure our own lives against the vastness of the universe.
You can't help but feel small.
Insignificant almost.
When you're standing there.
It's humbling, right?
It is.
I think that's part of it.
What do you mean?
I think Gormley wants us to feel the
The
smallness.
Yeah, to step outside of our busy lives
Yeah.
and really confront the immensity of it all,
Time and space.
and then maybe reevaluate our place in it all.
It's interesting, though.
Oh, it is.
Even though it deals with these huge,
Existential themes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a really social space.
It is, isn't it?
People gather there.
They take pictures.
They share their experiences.
It's become a real landmark.
a pilgrimage almost.
Definitely. And people from all walks of life come
Yeah.
to connect over this shared experience.
Of art and nature.
And it's different every time you go.
Because of the tides.
The tides, the weather.
It's like the installation is alive.
It's evolving with the landscape. You
Yeah.
never know what you're going to get.
I bet it's beautiful no matter when you go.
Oh, absolutely.
Like bright sunshine,
Just
stormy sky.
Equally as captivating.
I'm curious about the community's response.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it must have been a big change for them.
To suddenly have these figures on their beach.
Yeah, how did they react?
Well, it was mixed at first.
Really?
Some people were skeptical.
I can imagine.
None were even opposed to it.
Why?
They saw it as an intrusion.
On their beach.
Yeah, like it was disrupting the natural beauty.
That makes sense.
It's not every day a world-famous artist comes to town.
And puts 100 Iron Men on your beach.
Exactly.
But then what happened?
Over time, people got used to them.
The Iron Men.
They started to see the beauty.
The power of it all.
And they became proud.
Proud of their Iron Men.
It's amazing how art can do that.
What do you mean?
Change perceptions.
Yeah.
Bring people together.
Like not just the locals who love it anymore.
No, it's become a global attraction.
And people come from all over.
It's put Crosby Beach on the map.
I bet.
It's been great for the local economy, too.
How so?
More tourism.
Yeah.
More jobs.
Look at a ripple effect.
Yeah, one art installation.
Changing the cultural landscape.
The economy, the social fabric of the community.
That's amazing.
It shows you the power of art.
to transform
Sort of bring us together
and to challenge us
to think differently.
about ourselves and our place in the world.
You've really painted a picture for me.
I've tried.
I'm starting to understand what it would feel like to stand on that beach.
To be surrounded by those figures.
Yeah.
Contemplating it all.
It's an experience that stays with you for a long time.
Okay, well, I'm adding this to my bucket list.
You should.
But before we get carried away,
Right.
let's talk about what it's actually like to visit.
The practicalities.
What should someone expect?
Yeah, good idea.
What's the best time to go?
Let's get into that.
Okay, so let's say I actually book a flight to England. What am I going to see when I get to Crosby Beach? Like, what should I expect when I finally lay eyes on these Iron Men?
Well, get ready to be amazed because pictures don't do it justice.
Real?
Yeah, you can hear about 100 iron figures spread out over 2 miles.
Right.
But to actually be there and see it stretching out as far as you can see, it's breathtaking.
And it must be different every time you go.
Every single time, because the tides are always changing.
Yeah.
When the tide is out, you can walk right up to them.
You can.
Oh, yeah.
Get up close and personal.
Get right up close. See all the little details,
Like what?
like how the rust has stained them,
Yeah.
or the barnacles clinging to their legs.
Oh, wow.
They're really becoming part of the ecosystem.
That's so cool. I'm picturing myself like walking out there,
Yeah.
feeling the wind,
Yeah.
hearing the waves,
Hearing the seagulls.
and then suddenly
there they are,
the Iron Men.
rising out of the sand.
It's like something out of a movie.
It is pretty dramatic.
And then the tide comes in.
Yeah, and slowly they start to disappear.
Whoa.
Like they're being swallowed by the sea.
It's kind of spooky.
Yeah, it's like they're going back to where we all came from.
Gives me goosebumps.
I know, right? It makes you think about those big themes again.
Yeah, like
Like time, the cycles of life.
our own existence.
Yeah, how fleeting it all is.
So if I'm planning a trip to another place,
Yes.
any tips?
Well, sunset is beautiful.
I can imagine.
The light is amazing and it reflects on the water.
It's probably packed at sunset, though.
Yeah, everyone wants that perfect picture.
I bet.
If you want some peace and quiet,
Yeah.
go early in the morning.
Early bird gets the Iron Men.
Something like that.
All right, so morning for quiet,
Yeah,
sunset for the spectacle.
makes sense.
Anything else I should know?
Comfortable shoes.
Oh, right.
You don't want to ruin your good shoes in that sand.
No way.
And don't try to walk out to the far ones when the tide's coming in.
Yeah, you said it can change fast.
It really can.
I don't want to get stuck out there.
No selfies with a half-submerged Iron Man.
Good point. Safety first.
Safety first.
But even if I can't walk out to them,
Yeah,
there's still so much to see just walking along the beach
it's incredible.
and just listening to the sound.
The waves, the seagulls.
The smell of the sea air.
It's amazing.
Another place.
It's more than just art.
It's a whole experience.
It is. It's about connecting with nature.
Reflecting on the big question.
Yeah, and maybe even learning something about yourself.
Wow, I think you've convinced me.
Good.
I need to see this.
You do.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into Another Place.
It's been a pleasure talking about it.
Thank you for sharing all your knowledge with us.
My pleasure. And to all our listeners,
Yeah.
if you ever get the chance to see Another Place,
Take it.
it's a journey worth taking.